Yo, 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 it's DJ Crypto, your source for keeping crypto simple and your source for a lot of bad news. So, with Voyager Digital, I've been trying to update along the way. Not much going on, but all of a sudden, things are looking a lot worse. Brought to you in part by VGX Heroes Twitter. This is what got my attention the other day. I guess 2 days ago, they tweeted out just minutes before the voting ended today at 4 p.m. Eastern. We find out that Invest Voyager will hold back $445 million until FTX clawbacks are settled. This plus the $135 million held for McDermott Law equals $580 million. $650 million whole, that's from the 3AC loan, minus the potential $580 million held back from FTX and McDermott. And they say 70 million recovery. So this is kind of what got it all started anyway. And so what's going on here? FTX has their own bankruptcy. Alameda has their $75 million deal. The UCC has come out and talked about that a couple days ago. But they haven't talked about this yet. 445 million. So basically, they took a loan from Voyager, sent collateral over to Voyager. Voyager calls it back, sends the collateral back, and then FTX has their own problems. And because of the timing and the bankruptcy and just what legal teams are, I guess, able to do, they're fighting over that money that they borrow so they can claw that back. And so apparently there's cases to be had. They will fight over that. It'll cost us even more money. In worst case scenario, they're able to get that $445 million. I don't understand it. I don't know how or why. But the FTX going under has now cost us a ton of money. So we have the 135 million here that's referenced is basically this pool of money that McDermott is going to have. Is like, I think Obi calls it a war chest. Maybe they call it a war chest. Obi calls it a war chest to go after people to be determined. We don't even know, but basically to recover. There's no way that they will recover more than what they're setting aside. But the 70 million recovery, I think that's a little off. I think what's happening here is they looked at total assets minus 650, minus 580, and came up with 70, but that's not quite it because we were at like 1.8 if you include the 650. So with the 580 million, that's basically half of the allotted dollars left. Let's just pretend that there's 1.1 billion. Let's just pretend that this is half because it's really close. So if we were set to have a 60% recovery, as is, this would essentially be a 30% recovery. Like, it's just getting so ridiculous. And again, that's not off of the current value. That's off of your claim value. Your claim value is in dollars. Now the Voyager app shows you what your claim value is, and you would then get a percentage of that. It was 60 to 65% based on the market would be the best guess. This would basically cut that in half. So it's a big loss, big loss. Just who even knows what's going to happen with this, but they just keep having legal teams fight over our money, and it's just going to cost us more. Like, who do you think, whose money is FTX using in order to do this? Customer funds. Whose money is McDermott and all these other legal teams in the Voyager case using to fight over these things? It's our money. Who pays them? It's the Voyager assets, which is then us. If it doesn't go to them, it goes to us. So we lose. And I tweeted following this, after processing it a little bit, like, if there's one thing that's going to get me to turn on this process, it's going to be this. the whole time I have agreed with the conception of perception, whatever the word is, of this bankruptcy. Chapter 11 was indeed to protect the majority of customers. It is that way because if you don't do that, it gives the advantage to only the select few that have inside information to take out, to do certain things. And then people get dumped on. All the people asking me questions all the time in my personal life and everywhere, they have no idea what's going on. They don't take time to follow what's going on. They're the ones who would suffer if you don't make it even for everybody. You have these things locked up. There's an assigned value. There's all these things. If the market went down after, and we were protected some by that. So um, yeah, it's not good. But this is all bankruptcy BS. This isn't Voyager stuff. This isn't FTX stuff. This isn't UCC stuff. This is bankruptcy stuff that is costing us an enormous amount of money because of the bankruptcy. What I believe to have protected us in the beginning, if this comes through with this $445 million clawback, if that happens, bankruptcy was absolutely wrecking awful of us. This would cause more damage than the 3AC loan with the amount if this goes through. I don't really think it's going to go through like you see it, but if it does, that would be more damaging because there would be no way to get that back. So things just keep getting worse. A lot of people are doom and gloom. Uh, anytime I post something with things that are technically true, people are just like, I hate you. You're terrible. How can you think that way? Oh, it's all going to zero. Steve in jail, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's not how it is. But people are just getting doom and gloom all over. I'm getting that way. It's gone. It's gone. It will cost me probably about an $80,000 loss with this. So it's basically gone. Even if you get 60% back of the July, what is it, 5th claim value, like a few $1,000s, maybe. I don't know. Who cares? Like, it's gone. So um, that's how it is. I just want this to be over. Um, I loved everything that Voyager did except for this uncollateralized loan. And if they could somehow do all this business that they had going and even make a way for some self custody, um, that's it. That's what I want to be a part of in crypto. And until that's settled, there's not much fun going on. There's other projects that I'll be getting into once this clears up, but it is what it is. It keeps getting worse. I've heard that there's some other motions coming in from New York and things like that, and they're just uh, more and more bad news. Everybody's going to come in and get what they can. Lawyers are just chomping at the bit to get whatever they can out of this deal because they get paid by customer assets. And if we can just survive until what, March 2nd, March 3rd, get this thing closed, get the judge to just rule justly and accordingly and get this thing over with, and we can just move on and everybody make their own decisions with what they want to do. That's what I'm looking forward to. But that's the latest and greatest. I still have not taken time to go over the document over like what has happened, what actually happened. And I need to do that. I've got plenty of time. I got another week. I'll do it over this next week. We'll just take some time to break through that document that there's all the redacted stuff that people talk about, which is stupid, but it tells the story and we'll go through that. But that's what I got for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time.